Hi, in this video we will show our new Android application called Dashdrive. This app can be installed on Android phone or tablet placed in the driver's cap. It collects the data from wireless Bluetooth sensors nearby and displays them on nice customizable dashboard. Also, it works like data logger and sends data to telematics server. And since we collect also GPS position and speed, you're getting basically display and GPS tracker based on Android device. Here is a sample dashboard. Let's imagine we have vehicle equipped with several wireless Eurosens sensors. 2 fuel level sensors, one in each fuel tank. We are getting speed data from GPS. We have wireless temperature sensor in the cargo compartment, and our vehicle has 4 axles and we want to see 4 axle loads. Everything can be customized. Let's populate this dashboard with live data. Open main menu and choose Scanning Devices. App starts searching compatible sensors nearby. Tap on sensor, switch on recording the data for this sensor. We can tap again and switch it off. Now go back to the main menu. Open Sensor Parameters. We can see the list of our sensors, and for each sensor we can see this dataset. For each sensor we can set up what parameters we need to log and display. To save memory and traffic we can get rid of some non-important parameters. Just tap on the parameter name. Green background means we keep this parameter. Aside of wireless sensors, we have some other data providers. Android device as well, it provides GPS speed and virtual sensors. To start login, tap Save Settings. I mentioned virtual sensors. We have only one wireless axle load sensor binded now. But we have 4 axles. We can create virtual sensors using existing parameter and some mathematical operations. So we will create 3 extra virtual axle load sensors. Main menu, Virtual Parameters, tap Add. Name sensor, let's say axle number 2. Then in Formula Designer, click Parameter. We are using existing sensor parameter as data source and choose this parameter. Weigh data from axle load sensor. Now we are choosing mass operation to be applied, for example add. And second element of formula would be not parameter but numeric value, for example 3600. Tap Finish. We can see our formula now. Tap Save. Now system can calculate axle 2 axle load weight as sensor data plus 3400. Do same with axle 3. Choose name, choose parameter, then mass operation, then value to be added. And same for axle 4. Note that you can create as many formula elements as you need. Also you can use math formulas between 2 parameters, for example calculate average value between parameters. Now save. We can open Data Viewer and check the collected data. There are all our sensor parameters and virtual parameters now calculated too. Okay, now have done with data registration setup and need to bind our dashboards with data sources. Go to menu and tap pencil near gauge type we want to edit. We can see what gauges we have of this type. 2 fuel gauges and 1 big is for speed. Tap this icon similar to Wi-Fi and choose proper data source for gauge. Save the changes. Now to speed gauge. and second tongue data source. Now we have 5 more gauges of other type. First one is temperature. Then 4 axle load sensor gauges. First one we need to read directly from sensor. The rest, 3 gauges, use virtual sensor parameters as data source. We can see that first tank shows maximum possible value. We need to change the gauge settings. In the menu, tap this gauge icon and in the gauge settings find maximum value. Let's say our tank capacity is 480 liters. Done, we have finished the setup of dashboard. Now let's check how we can set up the gauges. You can change almost everything. We will create new gauge from scratch. To do this first, we need to clear some space on dashboard. Let's delete this temperature gauge and replace it by another one. Open menu, choose this type of the gauge, find temperature and click bin icon. Now we have some space to add the new one. Go to menu and choose the type of the gauge. Let's use the first one. Tap plus icon. Now tap pencil and go to the new gauge. It appears in default format. Click gauge icon to start customization. We can start from gauge name. It's a temperature sensor and we'll write it by white color. Next. Type of the gauge. We can define the shape of the scale. It's defined by angles. Instead of normal, we can make gauge left-oriented to bottom-oriented, etc. We will use normal. Now go to sections. As you can see, we have 3 different colors now. It's because we have 3 sections and we can set up them different colors. Each section is defined in percentage of scale from its start and end. Let's divide this scale for 3 similar parts. First section will start from 0% and end in 30%. Also, we will change section width from 60 to 15 pixels. And we will assign new color for section. For low temperatures, we want blue color. Second section starts in 30% and ends in 70%, yellow color. And third section from 70% to 100% will be in orange color. Save results. And we will see that our new gauge placed in the center and just too big. It's because each new gauge is created in new layer. so you can overlap your gauges if needed. To make correct scale and position of the gauge, go to Edit menu, choose this gauge. By the way, we need to change also minimum and maximum value for scale. Maximum possible temperatures is 60 and minimum temperature is -20. Now change automatic position of the gauge to user defined. Make it smaller, set up the width to 300 pixels and tap Setup to place the gauge. Left upper corner is 0 point, so we need to set some vertical offset like 20. And horizontal offset maybe 950. Okay, our current results. Need to upgrade more. Indicator settings. We can choose the type of pointer. Let's choose this one, for example. Go to gauge settings. We can set up the background. We will use black background, but note that there are also values. They are black on black background now and not visible. We can remove central circle by choosing 0 diameter. And also we will make smaller arrow of red color. Now go to text section. Make color of ticks white. We can change also the quantity of ticks. And ticks padding offset, we can make it 0 or negative. But in fact, we don't need ticks if we display value itself. And go to value color and set white. We can change the position of the value, for example, top center. Also change the font size. Maybe top right position is better. Okay, nice. We can delete these white ticks as well, they are not needed. Now we need to bind gauge with data source. Choose temperature parameter. Finish it. Let's imagine that we want to change the data from sensor. For example, make temperature data smaller by 5 degrees. We need to create new virtual parameter based on temperature. Name it as temperature sensor 2. Choose temperature and offset -5 in Formula Designer. And now change data source in the gauge. What else we can mention here? Server settings. This app uses a Wialon IPS protocol, so it's supported by a lot of fleet tracking platforms. You can use it as GPS tracker. And you can set up IP and port of server and the ID of the device. You can set up it manually, it can be any. Same ID should be set on server side to get the data. Also, you can choose the option to not register any data in case when Dashdrive is used only as local driver display. You don't need to register anything, you don't need to send to server anything. For this, set write data to black box off. And if you have any questions during operation of dashboard, you can make export log and share log with our WhatsApp, email, send to us, and we will help you. This application was made by Mechatronics for Mechatronics customers and partners. It's completely free. It works with Eurosens sensors. Thank you for your time. Bye.